AP Sports, I'm Chuck Freeman. San Francisco 49ers GM John Lynch expects wide receiver Ricky Pearsall to make a full recovery. After Pearsall was shot in the chest last weekend during an attempt at robbery, Pearsall was released from the hospital on Sunday and already back at the team facility on Monday. The Niners get a big boost by the return of a key offensive lineman. Correspondent Gethin Kubal reports.
All-Pro left tackle Trent Williams ended his contract holdout and reported to the 49ers to finalize a new deal that gave him a significant raise plus guaranteed money. Williams' agency, Elite Loyalty Sports, posted on social media Tuesday that Williams' new deal will pay him $82.66 million over 3 years, with a signing bonus of $25.69 million and $48 million guaranteed at signing. The 36-year-old Williams accumulated more than $5 million in mandatory fines for missing camp and 3 preseason games. He is entering his 14th NFL season.
Interleague baseball, the LA Dodgers scored 4 in the top half of the 10th inning, highlighted by a 3-run blast by Mookie Betts, and the Dodgers beat the LA Angels 6-2. New York Mets over Boston 7-2. David Peterson struck out a career-high 11 for the Mets. Philadelphia came back, beat Toronto 10-9. Kyle Schwarber, his 3rd homer of the game, the go-ahead 3-run blast in the top of the 9th inning. American League, the Baltimore Orioles put away the White Sox early, says reporter Craig Heist.
Cade Povich struck out 10 over 7 in the 3rd innings as the Orioles got out to a big lead and never looked back, beating the White Sox 9-0. The Orioles scored 3 times in the 1st inning and then added 4 more in the 2nd.
The offense gets out to a huge lead, and it just lets me kind of relax, go back to the game plan, really focus on what I need to do, and just continue to have their back like they had mine.
White Sox starter Nick Nastrini gave up 7 runs, 4 of which were earned, and didn't make it out of the 2nd inning. It was Chicago's 12th straight loss and 109th of the season. Anthony Santander and Colton Cowser each had 2 RBI, while Ryan O'Hearn and Cedric Mullins drove in runs for the Orioles.
Elsewhere in the American League, Tampa defeated Minnesota 2-1. The Kansas City Royals continue to struggle, as Greg Eklund reports.
The Cleveland Guardians extended the Kansas City Royals' losing streak to 7 straight after a 7-1 victory. Guardian starter Tanner Bybee went 6 innings, his deepest outing since the end of July. He limited the Royals to just 2 hits and their only run on a sacrifice fly by Paul DeJong, and picked up his 11th win of the year.
I don't need to punch out 15 for us to win a game. I think for me to come around this time and just try to, like I said, execute a single pitch every single time and just try to do it over and over and over and not get bored with it.
The Guardians padded their lead in the 7th on a 2-run homer by Brian Rocchio, their number 9 hitter.
Oakland beats Seattle 3-2. New York Yankees closer Chad Holmes continues to struggle. Bob Stevens reports from Texas.
Wyatt Langford's grand slam homer in the 9th off Clay Holmes lifted the Texas Rangers to a 7-4 comeback walk-off win after trailing 4-1. Langford becomes the first Ranger rookie ever to hit a walk-off slam and hand Holmes his 11th blown save in 40 chances. Holmes says it was just a bad outing. With the loss, the Yankees now trail division-leading Baltimore by a half game in the AL East. It was the 3rd straight win at home for the Rangers in walk-off fashion. Josh Young homered, drove in 2 runs for Texas, while Anthony Volpe had 2 ribbies to lead the Yankees' attack.
National League, Atlanta defeated Colorado 3-0 behind Chris Sale. Washington 6-2 over Miami. Arizona held off San Francisco 8-7. Paul Skeens pitched 5 effective innings in Pittsburgh's 5-0 win over Chicago, and St. Louis defeated Milwaukee in extra innings 7-4. WNBA, Seattle defeated Connecticut 71-64. Washington 90-86 over Dallas. It was Las Vegas 90-71 over Chicago. Phoenix topped Atlanta 74-66. With Chicago and Atlanta both losing, Indiana and Caitlin Clark, they've clinched their first playoff appearance since 2016. It was a big day for the United States at the U.S. Open. Graham Eggers reports.
Navarro won through to her first ever major semi-final, closing out the Spaniard Paola Baldosa 6-2-7-5, coming back from 1-5 down in that 2nd set. The 23-year-old says she is surprised just how composed she feels at this stage of the championship.
It's crazy that, I'm able to walk out on Ash and feel comfortable, because it's definitely not my nature to, want to be in this spotlight and seek, the attention of a lot of people. So it's kind of crazy, just, my comfort level out there.
Navarro now faces women's second seed Arina Sabalenka, who advanced easily. 12-seeded Taylor Fritz reached the Final Four in a major for the first time, that with a 4-set win over Alexander Zverev, and he's now in an All-American semi-final clash with Francis Tiafoe, who led 2-1 and 4-1 when his opponent Grigor Dimitrov retired injured. That will be the first All-American men's semi-final since Andre Agassi faced Robbie Ginepri in 2005.
College football, Florida State has fallen out of the AP Top 25 after starting the season 0-2. The Seminoles just the third team to go from preseason top 10 to unranked in the first regular season poll since the rankings expanded to 25 in 1989. Chuck Freeman, AP Sports.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.
Good morning, Marianas. It is Thursday morning. It is 7:12 in the a.m. and some people are driving to work. Some people are fighting the urge to stay in bed, and some people are already at work. Take a look at us. Take a look at the people at this building here. We are already hard at work. Not if you're doing what you really love to do. It's not work for me. I did not have to fight myself to get out of bed this morning, even though I had a great night last night watching baseball with a touch of rain over at Tonko Palacios Field last night. It was great. You take a look at the road. It is pretty rough. Raymond Vincent definitely killing me. That's hilarious. Great to see you guys this morning. Everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Good to see you, Eric Mopnas, Toba Castro, Anna Attal, Luisa Cabrera, and Raymond. Great to see all you guys. Marcia, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in this morning. What a night last night, and I'll tell you what, it was a great night for baseball last night. We didn't get through the whole game, though, but it was still pretty good over at Tonko Palacios Field. It was a good game. It was 4-4 going into the bottom of the sixth, and the rain came down. It was something fierce. Tobat, the man on the mountain up there in Dandan, told us all about it. He said, hey, it's raining pretty hard up here, so and we still hadn't had anything. The only thing we had was a big cloud of smoke hanging over the field, someone burning their trash probably, and that was it. And then next thing you know, the skies opened up, and that was just about it. It was tell you what, it was such a good game last night. It was back and forth. The Cardinals took the lead in the top of the first. The Falcons tied it in the bottom of the inning. Then the Falcons scored a couple of runs to go up 3-1, and then in the fifth, the Falcons got it back and went up 4-3. Top of the inning, Cardinals tie it, and that's where we're at. So the Falcons have yet to go at bat in the bottom of the sixth. That game got postponed until this Friday, so we'll do that tonight. Though Bandits and Sandlot going to be at 6:30, weather permitting, field permitting. Good news is the lights work. Aha. So we'll take that, but that's going to be it. One of the things I like the most from this last night's game, and I'm going to show you guys. It didn't rain a little. It rained a lot. I mean, it was totally soaked, and it was so wet that you almost couldn't make out like what was going on. I mean, hold on one second. This part, I'm going to have to change something on the old share screen because I want to show this to you guys. Yeah, that gets you just about everything. There we go. All right, but it got to a point where there was no chance for anybody to finish this game. And while we're not going to do baseball highlights all night, there was one heck of a highlight for sure that you guys don't want to miss. Just before we got completely rain delayed, Darren Pua of the Falcons decided to put on a little bit of a show.
Want to finish the game, but I don't know if they're going to be able to play.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Tobot said he has a wet vac. You need to if you're going to be the tint man from Dan Dan.
yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Slip and slide.
He's going for it. Look at this. Is that Darren Pua? I think that's Darren Pua. He's going shirtless around the bases. And now he's rounding second. And he's coming through it. It looks like he's coming to third. Look at him go. He's shirtless. Is he going to slide? Is he going to go head first?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Man. Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was worth it right there.
Everything about that was perfect.
All right, so that killed me. But the best is that slide. He started a little too early. It looked like he was thinking slide and wasn't quite sure. We're going to show you. We're going to go back and try to see if we can't show you a little bit of that replay as he gets closer to it, because we're just going to focus on home plate. All right, so I'm watching the head. We got to see this.
Pua?
Hold
I think
on.
that's Darren
We'll see. I
Pua.
got it
He's going
zoomed in.
shirtless around the bases. And now he's rounding second. And he's coming through it. It looks like he's coming to third. Look at him go. He's shirtless. Is he going to slide? Is he going to go head first?
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was worth it right there.
Everything about that was perfect. The way it happened, I don't think he meant to slide the way he slid.
No, I think he was having that conversation in his mind. He was like, am I really going to slide? He's like, I think I will. And then right as about when he made the decision, he tripped, and he was just like, I got to go now.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. It was so much fun watching that last night and being a part of it. But, that's the Saipan Baseball League, and I love the fact that at least the guys had some fun with it. Everybody was having a good time with it. It was a really good game, and we'll continue it on Friday if Landon lets us finish it with some good weather. Good to see you in the comments there, Landon. It was a good game last night. You missed out on a good one here in Saipan. Hopefully, when you get out here, we'll let you see what's going on. I know you're going to be on your way next week, and looking forward to having you out here and showing everything off. Tobot, good to see you. Thanks for popping in the old comments. And I'm looking at the comments from last night, even mentioned us in the game, so that's pretty awesome as well. All right, folks, well, let's get down to some of the headlines. At the bottom of the hour, we're going to play the AP update. We already did the sports update to lead us off with the show. So we're going to give you the 7 o'clock update from the Associated Press. We're just going to give you that in about 11 minutes, so you are up to date with everything that's happening in the U.S. and around the world. But for now, getting back to business for the CNMI. Oh, let's see, Landon, our weather wizard from the National Weather Service, checking in with us in the comments. He says it's looking like a wet one today, as advertised, with the stuff just nearby to the north. The thing is about that, we have baseball on tap for tonight and tomorrow, but we'll see if we're able to do it. Right now, we're up at the airport. It's 81 degrees with humidity at 88%. That's probably because it's still raining and drizzly out here as well. We're looking at showers and possibly thunderstorms likely today. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy with a high near 89. South winds 8 to 11 miles per hour. But check this out, a 60% chance of rain. That's a pretty high percentage right there. We normally don't get to see that. That is a heavy one. So I would say that we're probably not going to be able to get baseball done tonight. Again, this is my crystal ball. And it says scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight, mostly cloudy skies with a low near 78. Southeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour with a 50% chance of rain. So we're going to be looking at some rain. And tomorrow, some more rain. That's great. If you like Fridays in the rain, you go get out your galoshes. Who uses that word? I don't know. Get your galoshes out. Go kick some puddles. Scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies. High near 89. Wind's going to be 8 to 11 miles per hour out of the south-southeast with a 40% chance of rain. Even tomorrow night, looking a little rainy, so we might not be able to get it. Tobot says the rain's probably affecting him too. He said the internet's blotchy up there in Dan. He rebooted like 15 times already. Well, geez, man, I'm sorry to hear it. I am sorry to hear it because I don't want you to have any trouble when you're trying to watch our cool show. And our show is cool because you're here. So that's it. Hopefully we get that cleared up, and hopefully you're doing well with your internet connection. Not a problem, by the way. The guys in red, that's right, the Docomo guys, they actually, I know we're sponsored by IT&E, but that doesn't mean news doesn't happen all around the island for other people too, because Docomo is trying to open up some new business here in Saipan. And yesterday, they opened up a new call center in Gualo Rai, and they've got a new 10 telemarketers. And they're going to try to expand with the more than 50 in the CNMI, which is pretty cool. And in fact, they had some folks on hand from the broadband development group, and they were down there as they did a ribbon cutting with the CEO, Christine Boleto, and it's their new chapter that they've got going down there in Gualo Rai. And I'll tell you what, in Gualo Rai, where Docomo's headquarters are, they definitely could use some expansion, because what used to be there, and First Hawaiian's not there anymore. They got this big open space, and they got a nice big old building, and they need something to do with it. So they said, thank you very much. We will move right in and take a little bit of extra space. Anyway, Docomo's bringing in, that's new jobs for the CNMI. So, hey, every little bit counts. That is great stuff. And you can't bag on that. That's good stuff. Those are good jobs, not like IPI jobs. They're real jobs. And they're here, a company that's been around here for a long time. Remember when they used to be, for me, when I first got here, it was Saipan Cell. It was Saipan Cell and Guam Cell. Because Pauline, that's when I first met Pauline. I had a flip phone that I got from a Korean store because it worked on their network. I don't even remember what the kind of phone it was, but it was a flip phone. And raise your hand if you had a flip phone. I had the dopest phone when I came out here, and I couldn't use it because it was a Sprint PCS phone a million years ago, 2003. I had like a panda animation on it and everything. It was super cool. Then I got one that had the colored screen from Korea, and I thought I was so advanced. So advanced. Those are back in the days of the Motorola Razr. You remember that? Holy cow, Tobot, you are right. Today is World Samosas Day, and Java Joe's has samosas. They have them also. I don't know if they have them at Everest Kitchen. They probably do, but I know they have them for sure at Marianas Creations right next door. That stuff is pretty good. I love those things. They're amazing. That's not the same as mimosas, but you can have mimosas and samosas and have them at the same time. I'm okay with that. I approve of that message for sure. All right. Ooh, boy, that got a little bit loud really fast. A lot of other things happening in our CNMI today. We talked a little bit about the crime stuff happening. We talked about it at length the last couple of days. Well, apparently it's starting to get around to not just businesses and stuff like that. It's actually starting to hit people's farms and ranches. I know, Luisa, you mentioned about goats the other day, right? Well, you're not the only one. In fact, Winnie Camacho ended up writing about it a little bit, that people took her goats, took their ducks, vandalized their bee farm, and took some of their stuff too over there at their farm. And that's throughout this year. And this goes back like from March all the way up. Like this didn't just happen yesterday. And I think people are just getting fed up with it. People are definitely getting fed up with these sakis, right? So that is why what you guys are doing by sending us your news tips and your tips when DPS is looking for folks when they post the photos and post the videos. You guys are doing a great job of getting the info to us, and you're getting it anonymously, which is fantastic. Don't worry, the buck stops with me on that stuff. I'll send all that stuff to DPS, and if you don't want them to know it's coming from you, that's a problema. just send me the message, and it will be anonymous going over to those guys. Piece cake. And we're talking with the guys at the top of DPS. So we're sending the message. It's not getting filtered. It's not getting lost in the sauce. It's going right to the people that matter. And I know all the officers matter. I know. But it's going right to it. So it is not getting lost in the sauce. All right, man, I'm here. I'm seeing all you guys out there talking about having issues with your internet. That is not great to hear. I know that's got to be weather related for you guys. Tobot and Eric, that's 3 of you guys having issues with connectivity today. And that water, man, there's so much of it that it's definitely making an impact. I got some good news for you though, so check this out. Speaking of internet connectivity, yesterday at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce General Membership Meeting, we had the folks from the Broadband Development Office, and they had some wild news for us. So the plan is, right now, still a maybe. They don't want you to get too excited, but the plan is we got this new fiber optic cable, undersea cable, that's going to connect the U.S. to like the mainland U.S. to Hawaii to Japan, come in here to the CNMI, and then go down to Guam and Tinian and Rota. And it doesn't stop there. The plan is to have fiber broadband, not just the dial-up. No, nobody has dial-up anymore. Well, you can, but nobody uses that. Dial-up, you're going to have fiber to your house. Every house and every business. This plan, this grant, this Google Connect is going to put fiber in everyone's house. And our local internet service providers are going to have to compete for the ability to provide you that service. But the cable and the fiber is going to go to everyone's house. Holy catfish. Can you believe that? Everyone's going to have fiber to their house. And the conditions of that, because it's going to be a federal program, is that it's going to have to be affordable. Now, what is affordable? Well, I don't know. They haven't established that yet. That part's all going to be part of the bids, and the folks who are weighing in are going to be able to determine that. But here's the other thing. It's not just open to the folks from here. This is going to be open all over the place. Yeah, in fact, you say talk about no lag. Funny enough, Amir Yunus, the one who's running the Marianas variety, great guy, really love him. He was up there, and when he got the microphone, he's like, well, from what it sounds like, I'm going to get killed a whole lot playing Call of Duty. I'm not going to be killed as often because of lag playing Call of Duty. So you saw a whole bunch of people lean back and laugh at that one because, lag is an issue for some of the connections, and it's going to bring us closer to the mainland. With regards to this. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it is, I think they said it's a $4 billion project overall. And it's going to invite businesses to operate out of the CNMI, communications providers and other businesses that might house their servers here, because we're going to have a direct link. And it's coming here first. Excuse me. Not going out through Guam first or everything. It's going to go there, but it's going to come here first. So that is pretty cool. And they said they're out there in the water right now laying cable, but it's not going to get here until probably 2025. Don't know how long that takes. Have an exact date or anything, but when we talked to him about it, I said, hey, why? Hey, good morning, Freddie. Good to see you too. Thanks about the shirt. And good to see you too. Catching you guys over there on the Good Morning Marianas page. Asked Glenn and said, hey, why is Google doing this? Why? What's their incentive to do this? Were they awarded some grant? Are they getting paid for this? Why are they doing it? So apparently, it sounds like the U.S. is laying new cable that doesn't have to go through the South China Sea to connect everybody. That's the big deal. But that explains a lot about a lot of the letters that he's been writing to the editor, or his public opinion pieces about the pivot away from China. And if this is a U.S.-backed program, which it is, then that explains a lot, because that means he's having a lot of other conversations that don't get brought in for context when he's writing that stuff. Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, this shirt, I got this. I'm a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. I got this shirt when I went to one of our annual meetings, and was this in Thailand or was this in Philippines? Let's see. Oh, this one was in Thailand, in Ban Chang, Thailand, 2022. Was it 22? Yeah, it was 2022. Oh my gosh, time flies by so fast. I'll tell you that there's two little pockets of time when I just kind of lost track of it. The COVID, right? The pandemic. Like, where did all that time go? And then I spent a year with Triple J that went by so fast. I mean, there was just so much to do, so many cool activities. Like, before you know it, it was already gone. That whole year just zipped right by. All right. So let's check this out. So Tobias says already gave up with Social Security, went through that cycle 3 times, beginning to end appeals since 2017. I quit. Man, I hate hearing that. I hope that you can figure that out. Raymond says, I thought we got fiber optic already, and this is an upgrade. So that's a good question. So again, this is the Pacific Connect, Google's Pacific Islands Connect. I'll pull up the actual name for you here. Hold on. Google Pacific Connect. And this will give us all the info. Pacific Connect Initiative to expand. And this is off of a Google release that came out in April. But we do have currently 2 fiber optic cables that connect the CNMI to Guam. So whatever subsea cables go into Guam, hit Guam, and then come here. So we do have that. Also, Docomo and IT&E had been laying fiber around the island for a long time, right? So they have a ring, we'll just call it a ring, around Saipan. And they are gradually, at least I know IT&E more than Docomo. I don't know much about what Docomo is doing, but I know more about IT&E's operation. So I know that they are gradually moving out. Their plan already was to get to the homes. They're just not there yet. But this will be part of that plan. So there'll be providers that are going to bid for this. So I asked them specifically about that. Would they be going through and replacing all that cable that's already here? No, they said no. They can incorporate that in their bid. So the folks who are going to bid on that project to put that cable into the home, if they've already got existing infrastructure, they don't need them to double down on it and put like a brand new one where it's already there. So they can incorporate that into their bid. That's something they're not going to have to spend on. Does that give somebody an advantage? I think so. I think whoever's already got some of the infrastructure there is going to be in the lead. So that would mean that their bid might be lower than one of their fellow competing bidders. And so, but the cable that's going down, in fact, here, let's do the old screen share so you guys can see this. This is what we're talking about. And this is available online. This is from Google to help explain what they got going on. Let me open this. Kapow. There you go. Investing $1 billion in digital connectivity to Japan, but it's not just Japan. So you can see that dark cable coming from the United States, but these are really amazing maps, right? It is something. But take a look. You can see that from the mainland U.S., it's going to go directly to the CNMI and then Guam. And then you're going to have another cable that's going to connect the CNMI, Guam, and Japan. And then there's another cable that's going to connect the CNMI, Guam, and Hawaii. There's going to be another cable that connects Japan to Hawaii, and another cable that goes from the mainland to Hawaii. Now check these out. You can see the little Laddystone that connects the CNMI, Guam, and Japan. That's the PROA cable. We got to name that cable. It was the governor, actually, who named that one. And that's pretty neat. Then you've got the Taihei. That's the one that goes from Japan to Hawaii. Then the one that connects the CNMI, Guam, and Hawaii. That one's called the Interlink. And then there's the one that goes from the mainland to the CNMI to Guam. That's the TPU. Am I missing another one? Oh, yeah, the one to Hawaii from the mainland is Tabua. So, I mean, that's a lot of cable. They are laying some serious cable in the Pacific that connects Japan, CNMI, Guam, Hawaii, and the United States without going through the South China Sea. Now, why is that? Well, I'll leave that up to you guys because nobody's come out with any pronouncement about it. But the main thing is that subsea communications and trying to keep it safe and untapped and prevent some information leakage, as they call it. I think that's part of it as well. But it's good to have us all connected and get that high speed going. Megalodon will have something to chew and play with. That's probably it. That would be it. It looks like, by the way, when you were talking about folks, Tobot, about, you said your Niao is a fiber tech and he gets calls and late nights and days off. There's going to be opportunities for folks here to get some employment out of this too. We were talking about the contractors. They're going to do like a fiber 101 telecom stuff and communication stuff. So it sounds like there's going to be some stuff that's coming down the pipe for us. And this is a big deal. Again, this was announced in April, and we're pretty lucky to get this thing. So this explains the naming of the cables, who's involved. While I take that yawn, and we move down there. So this is pretty cool. If you want to check this out for yourself, though, here, I'm going to grab this and put it in the comments so you guys can check it out yourself. One second. So it says, so this means we can use T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. Now, that is an interesting question, kapow, as I send that off to you in the comments. So here, let me get back over there because you want to see me, right? Anyway, so that's Ann's question. She's like, hey, so this means we can use all the other guys from the mainland, like T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon? Maybe. So Verizon, used to be here. That's what the infrastructure that we've got from IT&E is all Verizon guts and all that stuff. And they laid down that first cable that came through. So the thing is that, yes, there's going to be an opportunity for those providers to be out here. Does that mean for telephone? I'm not sure. But it definitely means for internet service providers could be out here for sure. So it could be IT&E, it could be Docomo, or it could be someone from the mainland providing service out here. Don't know. But they said definitely it will be open to other folks to be able to do that. Now, you don't want to see a local business tank, and that's something that they're going to make sure that this doesn't become a gift and a tragedy at the same time, right? You don't want to lose one of our local companies. Yeah. I love dealing with wires, but the fiber wires, I'll go get done. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. The first thing is, though, somebody's going to get this bid to lay down fiber to every home and every business in the CNMI. Pretty badass. I mean, everybody's going to have a great connection no matter what. And then they're looking at having like high-speed broadband that goes to everybody. So not just, the connection that gets there, but whoever's going to be your internet service provider to your house or to your business, you are going to end up getting a certain amount of speeds. Now they're saying, I don't know, does that mean 100 down and 20 up? I think that's the goal. Whew. Apparently, hanging out here after the baseball game a little bit got me on him. But 100 down and 20 up is what they want everybody to have here as far as like megabytes per second. With maybe a goal of doing 100 down and 100 up as well. So that's what somebody's going to have to bid for, and they're going to have to keep that price down too. Right, so the price to everybody, to the end user, is going to have to be lower. And that's what they're looking at. So it was pretty cool. And let me see if I can get you their number. CNMI Broadband Policy and Development. Right, there we go. I'll get you guys their contact info as well, because you might have some questions for them. And you can ask them directly, putting this in the comments for you too. Oh, it's all going to be about affordability, Tobot. No kidding. It's about having high speeds, low price. That's a great combo for me. And right now, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and about at the meeting about their level of satisfaction with the local provider. He said, "Hey, they're doing just fine by me. They got plenty of stuff, and it's reliable." Good morning, JJ. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Alika, Alex, good to see you too. Great to see you guys. I see you over there on the GMN page. Hey, if you guys haven't checked it out already, by the way, we're on YouTube on NMI News 670. You could just search in YouTube search. You could just search for NMI News Service, and it'll pop up. But it's NMI News 670. If you guys can subscribe to that, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit that, it's a new benchmark for YouTube that will really, it somehow, I'm not the expert on this, but it trips the algorithm to where we get really catapulted out there. So people really get to see us. So the key is, though, I mean, we've got almost 5,300 followers on Facebook, which is outstanding. You guys have been fantastic, like just amazing. And now we're trying to get to that level over with YouTube, just in case something happens to Facebook. But YouTube really being a bigger growth market because a lot of people don't have Facebook, believe it or not. So trying to grow that one there. And the first step that we're trying to do is get to our 1,000 mark. So if you guys can help us out and do that, that would be great. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at Tobot. He's got it in there. He's already threw the link to our YouTube channel in the comments over there. Thank you. Si Tobot. I'm telling you. Hey, next Monday, Tobot, that's it. We got a lunch date, dude. You got to do it. Don't make plans for Monday afternoon. We're not going to be able to do anything. Because Monday we're going to go to Godfather's, go check out their new lunch special. That reminds me, I'll show you here. It starts on Monday to Wednesday over at Godfather's. Pizza buffet. All you can eat pizza for $10.99 for lunch from 11 o'clock till 1:30. That's a lot of time to eat a lot of pizza. And they got draft beers. They got the mug beers for, where is it? Is it $4.99? $4.99 for a mug of beer. Oh, my God, dude. Do not plan for a heavy work day Monday afternoon. That's our plan, Tobot. Don't change. Don't make any other plans. Make that your plan. Got to rock that lunch. That starts next week. At Godfather's. It is great. I'm looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to it. After the ball game last night, Trey and I came down here and had a couple of beverages and talking about that deal. Like, oh, you know, the best part about that is, like, you never know. Like, maybe you want a piece of pizza. Maybe you want to try a couple different pieces, different styles or whatever. But they're going to have tons of different type there. It's not just going to be a pizza or a type. There's going to be different stuff down there. So we're going to go check that out. I'm looking forward to that. You guys should join us next week. Now, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Oh, yeah, if your plan's on Guam, don't you? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you for sure. Well, hopefully that doesn't change. Hopefully you can make it. All right, Trey will be there, I'm sure. You guys could join us. Come down there. We definitely got to get down and try this stuff out. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're going to head down there for lunch, I think, today, too. Going to bring the camera down and take a photo of some of their sandwiches and give that a try. I mean, it's always a good idea. They got great, oh, man, their lunch specials are great. $12.95 for a ton of different sandwiches that they've got there. And meals, they got the healthy choice and everything. You name it, you got to go down there and check it out. You can call them ahead, but they open at 11 o'clock for lunch. And that's what we're going to rock today for sure. Anyway, good times. I was going to get you guys the 7 o'clock update for the Associated Press, but, we're already like 15 minutes before the top of the hour. We already gave you the sports, so I think we're just going to wait till 8 o'clock to do that. By the way, Godfathers is one of our newest sponsors to the morning show, and we're super happy to have them. And not just happy, we're appreciative. We absolutely love it. So means we're starting to get out there, and people are starting to hear about it, and it's making a good deal. It's making a good impact on folks, and that's because you guys are watching and spreading the word for us that we're here. So thanks so much to all of you guys for making that happen. And go down there, and if you haven't gone to Godfathers, or if you do go to Godfathers, hey Scotty, thanks for sponsoring the morning show. Thanks for sponsoring Good Morning Marianas. He's been a supporter of our baseball coverage since last year as well, and it's great that these guys really see, not just them, but like all of you guys who are either watching or supporting or sponsoring, starting to really buy into the show and wanting it to do well. So thanks so much for all that. Another one who's been with us since day one, well, not day one, but in the first month, Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. You're going to have to go work off some of that pizza eventually. And when you do, why not go to the place that has the latest equipment, the newest facilities, conveniently located, great parking, and just great supplements, great services, great trainers. They got a cold plunge, they got the sauna, they got the free weights, they got the machines, they got everything. The only thing they need is you. You get down there, and they're located right in front of the Aquarius Beach Tower in Chalakanoa on Beach Road. Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. Check it out.
Persistence to build, be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book. Be a Lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you could choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
To watch Saipan Little League Baseball action with my friends from San Vicente, the A's. What's up, guys?
Hi!
Hey, and Saipan Baseball is the king. Everybody comes out and plays the most popular sport out there, and this is just a regular weekend out here in Saipan. You guys want to say hi to everybody?
Hi!
All right, be sure to come down here at the OEI Sports Complex. We've got junior, senior, big, and the little leaguers every single weekend. You guys want to say anything before we go?
Baseball is very fun and it's challenging.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Furman.
All right, thanks, Furman. See you guys. Okay, one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go A's!
Woo! All right. Hey, where are the A's? Where are you guys from?
Right there.
San Vicente? So you guys are the Canaries?
Yeah.
All right, all right. You guys like baseball?
Yes.
That is a throwback. I don't know what it was that reminded me of that, but I was actually looking back for something I did looking for Labor Day. Or Liberation Day from a bunch of years ago. So I would see if I can't still find that. I've got some old footage from walking around back when we had like that carnival down there with the rides and everything. You remember that? When you used to go down for everything in Labor Day at the fairgrounds, and we had like the rides and all. It was just really cool stuff. Really cool. And anyway, I stumbled on that. So that kid Furman, funny enough, a few years ago, I was, and that video there, let's see, what year was that? 17 years ago. It's like 18 years ago, because that was like, let's call it 17 years ago. Holy crap. 17 years ago. So a couple of years ago, I was walking out of Joten, Dan. And this kid walks up to me, adult. Hey, are you Brad, the guy from the, yeah. I don't know if you remember me, but I was in that video with you and that on YouTube, and like his friends have seen. I'm like, no way, same kid, that Furman. That was Furman Etelig. It was just really cool to see him again. Oh man, 17 years, man, in a snap. Saipan is just awesome, and it's been really cool to see how everything is going on here. All right, well, let's get into some more of our local stuff here. Hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed, but I wouldn't be too excited about baseball tonight after seeing what that forecast is for us. It looks like we are going to be on the wet side of town. I don't know where that side of town is. It's probably in Garapan, but it's definitely going to be the rainy side of town for the rest of the day. We're still holding good at 81 degrees at 88% humidity in Saipan. 60% chance of rain throughout the day. Showers and thunderstorms likely, and we're going to have some heavy rainfall as well. So that's what we got today. Rain tonight, rain tomorrow night. That's what we've got. That's our next couple of days, and those are the days we're trying to get our playoffs wrapped up. So not sure that it's going to happen, especially after everything that happened last night. I mean, if it doesn't dry up and get really windy out here, there's not going to be baseball, because they're not going to play and just totally trash that field, because it was nice. Yeah, you're right, Tobak. He says, Landon said it. It's going to be like this for today, and yeah, that's it. That's what we got. Of course, Landon Adlet. He is the meteorologist for the CNMI. He's out of the National Weather Service out of Guam, and he's on our show every Wednesday. And next week, really cool, we'll get a bonus because he'll be in studio with us on Thursday. And yeah, that's pretty cool. What are we going to do for the weather guy? We got to surprise him with something, have something cool in studio when he makes his way in here for sure. All right. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. If you're not able to do baseball tonight, that's okay. Get your rain jacket. Oh, you sent me something on Messenger? Okay, I will check you out. 1 sec. I'll tell you what. I don't have Facebook messages on. Let me see what's in there. Oh. All right. Got it. Thank you. All right. Ta-da. All right, so if you're not able to do baseball tonight, that's okay. Get your rain jacket, get your umbrella, and get yourself down the Garapan. Because last week was the return of the Garapan Street Market, not in the fishing base, but like in Garapan on the Paseo. Now it's going to be moved still. Don't worry. It's not moving away. It's still going to be in Garapan, but it's going to be in front of Crown Plaza on Coral. Is it Coral Tree Road? Hold on, let me see. I think it's Coral Tree Road is the name of it. And that's the name of it. Where is it? Doop. It is moved. Coral Tree Avenue from Paseo. And that is the road right in front of the Crown. It's a great spot. I mean, I think that's the right store for it. I used to love going there for it, and it was just outstanding. Here, I'm going to pull up, in case you don't know where that is. Just in case you don't know where we're talking about. It's going to be in Garapan. And we're going online to show you this thing. I don't know if for development purposes only. Well, let's develop ourselves a street market. So that is Coral Tree Avenue right there. This is the area they call Western Garapan, I think. So there's the Crown, and there's what used to be the Hyatt. And then this is Coral Tree Avenue right here. This is where the street market's going to be. So where it used to be was like right about here, like right by the Paseo going north. And it would stop somewhere by the Hyatt. And they would close off that section of the road, and it would be great. It would curve around some of the areas on Paseo as well. But it just used to be amazing. It was a great spot to make Garapan really awesome for the tourists. And I don't know why they changed. Oh, you know what? I do remember why they changed it from there. The reason why they ended up leaving initially was because the sewer issue. I want to say A4 is the number for it, the one that's over there on Micro Beach Road, because they also used to have it down on Micro Beach Road, down around by the Micro Beach Pala Pala. This is going back a long time now, if you remember, but that was a great spot too. But Coral Tree Avenue is going to be a great location for it. It's centrally located for the tourists. Everyone's going to be able to find it. It brings some excitement down to Garapan, and that's what we need. You need to really, make Garapan great again. Yeah, I know. So, but it's going to make a big difference if Garapan looks great. They're doing the redevelopment of Garapan right now with all the parking and the road work and all that, and it's kind of lousy as it's happening, but you can see what it's going to look like when it's done, and it's going to look outstanding. It really is going to be something special, and all the sidewalks are going to be so wide. There's so much room, so people can set things up outside and have plenty of room. And then there's still going to be parking, but there'll be more one-way streets, so it'll be a little bit more narrow than a big wide open street, but there's going to be a lot more parking involved. So Garapan is going to be something really cool. Oh, hold on. Maybe I saw your message on, did you send it to me? Am I personal, or did you send it to me on the news service? Hold on one second. Sorry. You guys are like, what's going on? Somebody sent me a message about something. Let's see if I can check it there. One moment. I mistakenly thought that you sent it on my personal one. Just looking this up. One moment. Let's see what you got. Yikes. There we go. And on my news service. Oh, there we go. Gotcha. This is McDonald's stuff. Ooh, I'll tell you all about that in a second. 1 second. Let me open up this other one. Ooh, it's a meal deal? No way. Are you serious? Is that the deal? The $5 meal over at McDonald's? Is that true? Starting next week? All right, what are the sandwiches, though? It looks like a double cheeseburger or the McChicken. It gets you some, I see fries, I see nuggets, and I see a Coke, but I can't see it on there. Hold on, let me see if it's if the specifics are on there. 1 second. The 10th. And it's for breakfast too? And breakfast bagels? All right, give me some more. The photo looks good, but I can't see the specifics on there, so thanks. All right, cool. All right, so thanks for that. That's really kind of neat. Thanks for sending me that. We'll see where it's at. Hey, good morning, Pilling. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And getting into talk about the street market, moving back down to Garapan proper. They started last week, and if we can't do baseball tonight, you want something cool to do, well, there's always something happening in Saipan. You just need to find out where it is and what it is. And we do know a little bit of both of those. It's going to be the Garapan Street Market on Thursday, tonight, down in Garapan on Coral Tree Avenue in front of, that's the road that's in front of the Crown and the Old Hyatt. The Old Hyatt, which find out if it's going to stay as a Hyatt, as this new group has all but finalized its deal with Public Lands and Saipan Portopia for the new thing. Oh, wait, what do we got? Uh-huh. Yes, please do. Please do. 1 second. Sorry, someone. Yay. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. I left my wallet at the house. I realized it when I was driving to the studio this morning. All right, I'll tell you what. It's 8:01 right now. I can send some more lovely messages to my wife and get you guys the latest updates on what's happening, because the latest update has dropped from the Associated Press, and we do this every hour to let you know what's happening. We didn't do it at 7 because we ended up doing the sports instead. We were going to do it at 7:30, but we got too carried away talking with you guys. So we'll be back after we get you the updated info from the Associated Press.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. A shooting today at a high school in Georgia. Haya Panjwani has the story.
A student opened fire and killed 4 people, sending students scrambling for shelter in their classrooms and eventually to a football stadium. Chris Hosey, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
He is a 14-year-old student here at the high school. Again, he has been taken into custody. He will be charged with murder, and he will be tried as an adult.
My kids go to this school system.
Barrow County Sheriff Judd Smith says this hits close to home.
I'm proud of this school system. My heart hurts for these kids.
Students in the Barrow County School District will be getting the rest of the week off, but school officials said grief counseling will be offered to the students. Authorities added that the investigation is very active, and Sheriff Smith said they have the community's back as they continue to learn more details.
And know that love will prevail.
I'm Haya Panjwani.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel must keep open-ended control of Gaza's border with Egypt. The issues threaten to derail ceasefire efforts. The Biden administration has announced criminal charges, the seizure of internet domains, and sanctions related to Russian disinformation efforts aimed at influencing the presidential election. Attorney General Merrick Garland says Russians used a Tennessee company to spread fake news.
The subject matter and content of many of the videos published by the company were often consistent with Russia's interest in amplifying U.S. domestic divisions in order to weaken U.S. opposition to core Russian interests, particularly its ongoing war in Ukraine.
A growing wildfire in Northern California has forced hundreds of people to evacuate from the mountain community of Sierra Brooks. A heat wave's threatening to make fire conditions in the state worse. And in South Dakota, a wildfire is keeping residents of Rapid City on edge. It's just a few miles away, but cooler weather and lighter winds are helping. This is AP News. Vice President Kamala Harris is proposing an expansion of tax incentives for starting a small business. She'd bump the tax credit from $5,000 to $50,000. Meantime, stocks continue to slump. Damian Troisi has the AP Markets report.
Stocks lost more ground on Wall Street Wednesday, led by declines in the technology and energy sectors. The S&P 500 fell 0.2%. That follows a 2.1% drop a day earlier. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 38 points, or 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite fell 0.3%. Job openings in the U.S. fell unexpectedly in July, a sign that hiring could cool in the coming months. U.S. steel sank 17.5%. The Biden administration has signaled it's open to formally blocking the company's acquisition by Nippon Steel. Dollar Tree slumped 22.2% after the discount retailer slashed its full-year earnings forecast. Damian Troisi, New York.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
On Friday, August 23rd, a theft incident was reported at the Payless Truck Store in Chalakanoa, Saipan. Preliminary investigations revealed that employees had discovered one of their delivery vans was leaking gas from the bottom. The van was towed to the shop where it was later discovered that the gas tank was punctured. Upon reviewing the company's surveillance system, the company discovered that perpetrators responsible for the vandalism of their delivery truck was done on August 19th at about 9 p.m. Suspects were described carrying gas containers that were loaded onto a white Nissan Frontier. Another vehicle described as a red Toyota Tacoma was also observed making contact with the occupants of the Frontier. DPS seeks the community's assistance in identifying this person. Anyone with information about this incident may call the DPS Criminal Investigations Bureau at 664-9042. They may also call DPS headquarters at 664-9001 or call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 234-7272 if they wish to remain anonymous.
My name is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
This is the captain. Attention on deck!
I'll steer it through new waters. And I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship, my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
And you shall receive. It is chicken time here. I know. And I've got more of them. That's the worst part. I've got more of them. And I'll have them because it cracks me up too. No, Toba, I got that one. I just haven't queued it up into the board yet. Oh, got that note. I just haven't queued that one up to the board yet, but I got it. Thanks for sending me that one. Hold on. I'm writing it down so I can do it like right after the show. Okay. I'm going to write this down, and you're going to think it's funny. I'm going to write Tobot's Chicken. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It is 8:09 in the morning here in Saipan on the Good Morning Marianas morning show, the only all-digital morning show here in the CNMI. Why? Because we like you. I'll tell you what, it has been a rainy morning. It was a rainy night, and it's going to be a rainy day and another rainy night ahead. It looks like we're going to have this for the next couple of days. So if you like rain, you're in the right place. It's not going to be too bad. We need this. It's going to help the grass recover, I guess. And it'll help refill all your storage tanks if they're not already. Traffic right now is moving along. In fact, if you take a look outside, you can see it doesn't look too bad, actually. It looks pretty calm, but that might not be how it is for all over here. So take a look at the what Google's got for us, and we will tell you, and we'll show you all the greatness. Here, let me bring you up there. Where are we? Where's my share screen? My button's supposed to be really quick and easy to find. All right, well, anyway, here we go. Bam. All right, actually, I can't play that one because that's a chicken one. I don't want to play you guys the chicken simply the best as we do it. We can't do it. But here we can do this. We'll rock a little Mighty Wings. This is what traffic is looking like for us here in Saipan today. Over by Middle Road and Chalmontier Guerrero, it's a little rough, as always around this time of day. People coming down the hill trying to make their way either south or north. Well, I guess those are the only two options that you got. Whether you're going to try and get yourself down Middle Road or you're going to try and get through the gauntlet that is the Beach Road construction project. Getting through the intersection by I-T&E going to be taking some time. And let's move down the road a little bit. Out in front of us, you can see it's not too bad. Traffic moving right along. It's starting to get actually it looks even a little bit. Nope, there it is. That's the traditional place where it's rough right now. That's where some of the construction is the worst. Over there in front of the Joten location, right in front of World Resort, between World Resort and Kanoa, the former Kanoa Resort. Just a real rough spot over there, guys. I mean, I wish they would focus on those areas to really open it up, because that's where you got people in that single file lane stretching forever. It would be nice if they could finish a section before they keep going. And then pave the whole thing over again, because they've got that anti-skid coat that they're going to put on the whole thing. But don't even attempt doing the AK intersection anymore till you can finish all the other stuff from Chalumpiao all the way up. I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. At the very least, finish that Sasupi to AK, right? They finished all the stuff going north early. That was a piece of cake. Why? I don't know. I am not the guy who figures out that stuff. But I can tell you that they finished the part that has no problem with traffic first, and they're leaving the stuff that provides traffic problems just hanging there. Like a girl waiting for somebody to call him back after being asked to the prom. All right, so here we go. There's that intersection again, Middle Road and Chalmontier Guerrero, looking rough. Over there by Chalanquidza Mobile Station, that's a tough spot for sure. People trying to get out of Chalanquidza, forget it. I mean, that's a tough one. If you're trying to take a left to get into Chalanquidza, well, good luck with that too. How about going north a little bit? We'll go check a couple of the other spots. In Garapan, you get some by the old Hard Rock Cafe and DFS, that intersection, a little bit slower than normal. But if you follow that down the street and head over by the old beat-up laundry place, that place is a little slow as well. Whether you're going north on Beach Road or on Middle Road, or if you're trying to go east on, what is the name of that road, by the way? I don't think I've ever known the name of that road, and it doesn't look like I'm going to learn it today. Not on this map, anyway. Another spot is usually by the tennis courts, and it is a little bit slow, so just be patient. You know what's happening by the tennis courts at Micro Beach Road, Navy Hill Road, and Middle Road, Chalon Arnold. That's a little bit slow today as well. Of course, one of the places where you're always going to be slow is in San Vicente and Dan. Yeah, look at that super hyper zipper. Right now, actually, it looks pretty good going down Chalmontier Martinez. A little bit slow coming down the hill from San Vicente. You get people getting hung up at that light by the Iglesia New Cristo Church and Chel Dan. Can see that for sure. But not too bad, not as bad as normal. It looks like over by Minyang, there's one spot by where the roundhouse used to be in San Vicente where it's a little bit slow, but it looks like that's moving along a little bit. We'll take one more look along the back road, Issa Drive, looking pretty good. A little bit going down to Cagman area, not too shabby. Over by Department of Commerce, that's a tough spot sometimes. Getting around the corner by New Sarah Market
by the Top Chow Road. That's a little bit. How about down at the base of Capitol Hill? And that looks pretty good. So not too bad. And it looks like it's a little slow. There might be a few cars hanging out over by Lower Base by Saipan Ice. So not too bad. That's your traffic update here at 8:15. Things moving along just fine. You know, when it gets wet out there, you just have to plan that it's going to take a little bit longer, and you're going to be there. The people that are waiting for you there, they want you to be there. They want you to be there in one piece. They don't want you to get all dinged up, and you don't want you to get dinging up anybody else either. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. Oh, geez. Damage all your suspension. What is going on? Is that the sound of your, that's the sound of your 4Runner? Or you actually have damage to your suspension on your 4Runner, Tobot? What do we got going on there? And, hey, if you have an issue with transportation, you know that the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority is doing a great job expanding public transportation at very low cost out here in the CNMI. Now, right now, they started off with the Blue Line, and it was free for a while. Then they had to charge $1. So it's $1 to get from one place to the other. And if you're disabled, if you're a veteran, if you're a Monopco, or you're a student, you only have to pay half price. Pretty nice, right? Well, we'll see how long those rates last. They might have to eventually start jacking those things up a little bit. But in the meantime, they're making transportation affordable for folks all across the CNMI. They're going to be bringing them public transportation to Rhoda and to Tinian, very similar to what they're doing in Saipan. And right now, the Saipan line, they are going to be expanding that as well. In the meantime, though, next week, Monday through Thursday, their office is going to be closed to the general public because they are doing a management review from the Federal Transit Administration. So that's good stuff. They are having some real progress. People are making their way over there, and hopefully they're going to give us some more money coming up in the years to come, because we could absolutely use it. It's making a real impact on folks being able to, it's cheaper than a $3 taxi. And that's kind of the standard, right? It's not an official taxi. Yeah, I know. People still got to go where they got to go, and they'll find the most cost-effective way to do it. So those $3 taxis, they're something. People are using them. I don't know if they're still $3. Maybe they're $5 taxis now. But then they have like a set fee for a month. Is it like $90 or something like that? I don't know. I have heard these things, that people use these things. There is a whole nother network that's going on in Saipan that a lot of people don't know about, and that's part of it. It is part of it. And people are looking into those things. And in fact, they're also looking into now what's going on with federal funds for the Community Guidance Center. And that was something that was initiated here locally. Senator Karina Magofnia, she was a representative, you remember, and then she ran on the special election. Then she ran for Senate, got her Senate seat, and now she's trying to continue that progress by doing some investigative work for the Senate Standing Committee on Health, Education, and Welfare, and as well as the Judiciary Government operation. So like it's the JGL in the Senate, but it's the JGO in the House. And so they're looking at finding out where the money was spent for CHCC's Community Guidance Center. So they are going to start probing into that to find out did everything go where it was supposed to go, because according to some of the staffers who are at the CGC, when their budget review was submitted, their salaries were not what they said on the report. Apparently, they are allegedly, I guess, receiving salaries lower than what was stated in their annual report. So they're saying, if that money is not going to those staffers, where is it going? Now, I have an idea that it might be one of those that if they don't pay them that higher salary that's got the federal amount, that they can't actually get it. But we'll see what happens. A lot of that, like for PSS, for instance, right? They have some federally funded positions. And the federal mandate or the federal allotment for a certain position might be this much. But if they opt to pay them this much, then it's not that it hurts the CNMI or saves the CNMI any money. They just won't receive that much from the feds, they'll only receive that much. And that is a total visual reference if you're just listening. That's going to be a tough one. If the federal allotment is $70,000 a year for a position, and the CNMI only, if the CNMI receives that money or has someone in there, and they only decide to pay them $60,000, well, the CNMI doesn't save $10,000 that they can use elsewhere. That's just $10,000 less that the federal government would give us. So it doesn't really go anywhere. But we'll see if that's exactly how it works for the Community Guidance Center as well. And hopefully they will find that out. All right, what else do we got going on here? We got some local news, some more local news. This one's interesting, and it goes to me, the how things change a little bit, especially when you got folks from who are running for office, and when they all of a sudden become the most public people. I know you got to promote yourself when you're running for office. I know it. But it's just like, it's so different. I definitely get the ads and the more exposure, but then when people are running for office, all of a sudden they've got all these great ideas. Like, yeah, it sounds, why not now? Because now I'm doing it because I wasn't thinking about this before. So you see a lot of these things out there. Well, anyway, at least it's for good stuff, right? It is stuff that helps get the word out, or it helps benefit the community, even if it's in times of elections, and hopefully it continues afterwards. But it is nice to see these things. But there is a free photo seminar. It says it's free, right? Does it say it's free? Oh, let's find out. It's a free seminar, but you got to pay for lunch. So the lunch part, you got to pay. But the lunch deal is pretty good. So it's a photography seminar over at Spicy Thai in Puerto Rico this Saturday, September 7th. So if it's raining, you're looking for something to do, this could be pretty cool for you, because it's from a really accomplished photographer here in Saipan and someone who's running for office in Precinct 3, Del Benson. This is going to be at Spicy Thai Noodle Place over there in Puerto Rico. The lunch is going to be at 1 o'clock, and that's $15. The seminar is going to start at 1:30. But you're going to be paying the folks at Spicy Thai because it's a free seminar. But you can reserve a spot by emailing Del Benson. It's delbenson@gmail.com, delbenson@gmail.com. It's interesting. I've seen him out there before. I've seen some of his works. The guy is a real talented photographer, and you can get in on a great opportunity. I mean, you could take so many great pictures out here. The camera technology has changed greatly to where you can take masterful photos even with your phone. I know there are people who will scoff at that statement, but it's true. And but at least some of the things that they're going to talk about is composition techniques. That's about like how you frame everything in your photo, lighting principles, basic editing concepts, and miscellaneous photography tips. Again, you want to do that, you can even call him at 670-285-4335, 670-285-4335. That could be an opportunity for you to take your photography to the next level. And maybe you have a passing interest in it, or maybe you're really interested in photography and you think maybe you can pick up a tip. And also, it's not a bad idea to just get out and network with folks too. It is not a bad idea. Hey, Confitma took place the last 2 days. They're lucky that they're not doing it today, because they'd be slopping around out there for sure. The first day was the school shooter lockdown procedure and all that, and then yesterday was a chlorine leak exercise over at CUC. Well, that's done. They're going to have a great after-action review and tell everybody about it. But I'm seeing some of the photos and videos from it, and it was outstanding. It's got to be fun. It's got to be a fun break from your regular job in law enforcement, and even for the other agencies involved, to be able to do something like that. It's definitely an excellent training exercise to make sure everybody's on the same page should the unfortunate real life event happen. But as far as the exercise goes, it's got to be just a blast to get in there and have fun. Get out there and put some of those trainings and tactics to work in real time in Saipan. And knowing that you're not dealing with an actual tragic situation. It's got to be a lot of fun. And yeah, good time. Oh, the hold on, wait. I had this on the other computer, and I just didn't put this one on here. 1 second. Let's see if I can pull it up pretty quick. I just want this. Is this the real one, or is this like the disco version? Let's find out. Because I think it'll go by here. Let's see. This slow build up to it. This is like the dancey version. All right, well, we'll use it anyway. We'll use it. How many times have we been doing stories, relaying stories to you about boaters on their way to Guam on a one-way trip? Well, little disco love boat theme for you. The Department of Public Safety's at it again, rescuing distressed boaters. 8 of them this time. But the good news is, these are not people bound for Guam. Well, probably not. No, definitely not. No, luckily they were just taking care of some folks who had some mechanical issues with their boat. They were actually going north. They were heading south on the way back, but they were up north and doing some good fishing up north. And I'll tell you what, in the Northern Islands, you don't have to be a good fisherman to be a great fisherman. All you got to do is put a hook in the water, put something on that hook, and that's going to get eaten, and you're going to eat whatever was eaten on that hook. And it's great. It's a great deal. Well, anyway, some folks who went up there and fishing around Anatahan earlier this week, they went up there and fish. On their way back, though, that's when they started having some trouble. And around 1 o'clock on 2 days ago, they reached out, activated their distress signal, and DPS went out there and got them. There were 8 folks who were out there on the boat. It was about 27 miles northwest of here, and they were able to go out there and get them. Can you imagine just being adrift, having mechanical issues out in the open ocean when it's not great out here? Well, at least this one was not a small boat, exactly. 25-footer, had 8 people on it. That's still a lot of people for a 25-footer. That's a lot of people. But they were out there fishing. So anyway, they're back, and everybody's safe, no incidents. And that is nice to hear. And they didn't wash up on the beach in Guam somewhere and scatter. That seems to be the one-way boating fishing expeditions for the CNMI. There's no other information about like who the folks were out there. They talked about the boat, though, as identified as Rose 1. Don't know whose boat that is, but it's good. Well, it's just good to know that everybody's safe and sound. And they were north of here, not south of here. And they were fishing. They went out to Anatahan and were fishing. We were talking about that last night, about the fishing in Anatahan. Apparently, they have recently found a new variety of fish that had not before been charted. And it was up there in Anatahan. So I think that's pretty amazing. That is just wild. Hey, just a reminder out there that we have our phone lines are open for you. Anytime you want to call, talk about what's happening out here in the CNMI or around the world. Number is 670-789-2323. 670-789-2323. All right. We're going to keep on moving and keep on grooving. What else do we have? We talked about the broadband initiative and the folks that were over at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce yesterday. It was really great stuff. One of the highlights for me of that yesterday was Ron Smith, who of Angle Design. He's one of the board members for the chamber, and he's one of the members of the GREL committee, which is the Government Relations Committee. And they didn't have an update because they did not meet. And so rather than not have anything, they created a full PowerPoint of legislation that they were either going to support or oppose, all just completely made up. And it was hilarious. The Star Wars references were in them, historical references, just not your regular, typical, dry-ish government relations committee report. Like that, those are the guys who do the real, they look at the legislation that's proposed by the House or the Senate, then they draft a response to it, whether it's in support or opposition, or maybe advice of like, that sounds good, but it's not specific enough, things like that. Nope, this one was an absolute treat. Then it closed with like that Star Wars crawl animation. I was not expecting that at all. Nobody was, but people were in stitches yesterday. And it was over there at the World Resort Saipan. It was great. Tobot saying, I wonder if Wally Imu was in that boat. Thank God for their safe return. Yeah, absolutely. Thank God for their safe return indeed. Glad to see everybody's back. All right, guys, we're going to take a real quick break. We come back, we're going to have more for you with our local news and sports and weather together.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Team Hireman.
Player number 14,
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Ocean.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:34 in the morning. It's gonna be rainy. It's gonna be wet. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're looking at some more rain tonight, more rain tomorrow, more rain tomorrow night. So you might have to put your baseball plans on hold, but that's not too bad. One thing you could do, though,
is start getting out and running in the rain. That's something I used to love to do because when it was raining, I wouldn't feel that heat. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with running when it's cooler. But there were a lot of cool people who went out and ran this weekend out here in Saipan because it was the 5K that accompanied the Run Saipan half marathon over the weekend. And it's pretty cool. Now, this is pretty funny. So let's talk about some of the people who finished very fast. Samuel Zhu finished with a time of 20 minutes and 24 seconds. That's the men's 18 and under category, followed by Michael Miller and Victor Neal. They were pretty close. Aubrey White plays for the U15 NMI team. She ended up winning with 26 minutes and 24 seconds, followed by Brooklyn Jones and Faith Areola, who finished at 28 minutes flat. Now, we can skip past all the other divisions. Well, we won't. We're going to keep going because I got to get you to my. There's a pretty big jump there, 19 to 39. Chris Zempel came in with 30 minutes, 31 seconds, followed by Merrick McDonald at 30-31 and Ariel Lapus at 30-27. On the women's side, Sherry Borja finished at 33-01, just a tick past 33, followed by Saori Okuma and Yui Fang. Women's 35 to 39, Diane Malari over there at Customs Border Patrol finished first, 25 minutes and 24 seconds, followed by Kim White and Beck Osorio doing some great running. On the men's side, Adam Walsh, my buddy, finished at 22 minutes and 1 second, followed by Christopher Racine and Greg Areola. And then you got on the women's side, Robin Spates finished with 29.16, followed by my lovely wife, Kathy, at 29.23, and Pam Walsh at 31.22. Now let's talk the guys section. Yanni Burrell, it's all the guys on the same soccer team. Yanni Burrell finished at 26.34. They got Mark McDonald at 30.31. That is not true. He ran with me the whole way. They put his son's time on there. Those rat bastards. We finished in second and third, tied at second, I should say, at 38.35. And then in the women's division, Christine Cho doing a great job at 39 minutes. How about the as we get older, we get faster, apparently, in the running world. 50 to 54, Daniel Dilsey ended up getting 25.47, followed by Ferdinand Santos and Gregory Retsinas at 30.31. On the women's side, Jennifer Retsinas at 33.20 and Lenora Abui at 36.27. What? There's older people? Yes, they are. Ronald Kindoza finished at 31.51 in the 50 to 59, while on the women's side, Miriam Dilsey at 32.55, Kim Church at 38.41, and Lun Jianhua at 43 minutes flat. We even have a 65 and over group. Steve Pixley, this ageless runner, you see him all the time, finished 25.24, followed by Mr. Barefoot, Changwang Zhang at 29.04. I can't believe he runs barefoot, but he's been doing it for years, and he's not the only one. Run Saipan President Edward Dela Cruz, he was on the show with Ron Snyder before the race to let us know about all the great stuff. And some of those great things were from their sponsors, Cha Cafe, AK Toyota Saipan, ITNE, Aqua Resort Club, Water Company, Office, the House Speaker, Edmund Villagomez, Vice Speaker Joel Camacho, Rep TJ Manglonia, and Malcolm Omar, the Office of Malcolm Omar. How about that, folks? You got some great government support from our elected leaders as well. Gotta love that. Also had a lot of help from, we wouldn't be able to do this without Northern Marianas Athletics, DPS, MVA. They even had the HD Weightlifting Academy. Didn't know that was a thing. Saipan Southern High School Interact Club, the American Red Cross NMI chapter and Interact Club, and also the Saipan Tribune and the Marianas Variety for their coverage. Pretty cool. Both of those newspapers are fine outlets here in the CNMI. You know, I know we're hitting a little bit about sports. One of the cool things out here is that there are so many opportunities for kids to do things out here because there are some really passionate parents and volunteers and organizations at all the levels. And even the cool thing is being out here for a little while now, seeing how, especially with soccer, how it's starting to span generations, seeing how people who have had their kids go through the club process still continue to support the club. And MPU is one of those clubs where they still have folks whose kids are already through college and everything. They're no longer part of that, but they're still supporting the club. And that club has been around for a while, doing great. MP United, and they just sent a team of young boys, the U12 team, out to Japan to compete in this tournament with this Japanese thing, the Pacific Blue. They always go out there all the time, and they ended up going in the Pacific Ocean Cup, the 14th, and they do it twice a year. We talked about this trip before, and they went and they won it. The team that hosted was Vivid Blue. That's one of their football clubs. And MPU is a big part of it too. There were 5 teams altogether, and it was at the Kitawe Soccer School, and it also included the Sawada FC and football club and Belue Football Shizuoka. And our boys ended up winning over the weekend, over our long Labor Day weekend. They went there, they won, and they came back with their trophy to after representing the CNMI in style. So we had our girls who were out there at the EAFF that we were covering, and now we got our young boys, but just from one club, going out there and doing well. So a great legacy win for MPU as they continue to support their teams. All right. Speaking of spanning generations and moving around and all that other stuff. What happened here? By the way, sorry, guys. I'm not sure what happened here. Where's the slides? I know what this is supposed to be. Is this not? Sorry, guys. Just looking at that black screen there. This should pick it right back up. There we go. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, we got it. So, Tom Yum Restaurant. It's a Thai food place. But the story between the Thai food restaurants here in Saipan just blow me away. I absolutely love it. So spicy Thai noodle place. I remember when that started in San Antonio, and then they found that place in Garapan, and then they built that place in Puerto Rico, and so now they're in that real big building on Middle Road in Puerto Rico. Right, great spot. We just talked about that's where that photo thing is going to be on Saturday. Then Wild Bill's came up at the place that used to be Sam's. I forget what it was before Sam's, but that was before I was here. So Sam's Club. So Wild Bill's is still there, and they've got great stuff. Well, apparently there was some drama in the restaurant community because some of the folks ended up leaving there and opening up another Thai place called Tom Yum. And that was in the restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. It was at the Paradise Hotel that's across from CHC on Middle Road. Well, they were there for a while, but they moved now to go down to San Antonio. And we just checked them out over the weekend on Sunday while we were looking to try like something new to eat, like a new restaurant somewhere else. Well, we went there. It's the first time we had been there. I brought the kids there before. I don't know if we had eaten there as a family before, if all 4 of us had been there, if I just brought the kids after school one day. Can't remember. But it was our first time to try their new location down in San Antonio, and it's a good spot. It's right across from PIC. It's kind of like a burnt orange color building, and they've got they've got great food. We were there for a lunch buffet. Didn't know it was going to be a buffet. Had no idea. I was actually thinking breakfast food, but then I'm like, Thai food. That's going to be pretty good. We'll go check that out. So we ended up going there, and that's going to be a great practice spot and performance spot for the Marianas Got Talent folks. So the Marianas Voices. So you're going to be able to see them. I don't have their schedule, but I'll tell you what, that was the price for the food was just right. We had fun. It was a nice spot. And so you might want to go check them out at some point. Tom Yum, if you like Thai food, it's a great spot to go. I don't think you can lose with Thai food in Saipan. We used to have more places, but now you got one that just opened up in their new location. Go check them out over there in San Antonio, across from the PIC. It's not directly. It is. It's actually right across from PIC. So give them a look. All right, let's see what we've got over here. I missed some of your stuff in the comments. All right, Luisa says, we also had 670 Magus Babes women's softball team win second place in the Vegas. Oh, no way, at the CNMI Labor Day tournament. That's awesome. That is so awesome. That is great. Congratulations. And yeah, that is great. Oh, peeling. I know. I saw that. I think that was one of the AP stories as well. And I'll tell you, that's a tough topic. It's one of the reasons why I don't like the idea of moving back to the mainland anytime, because I still think there's a lot of craziness that happens over there. And, you know, it's not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. Yeah. I'm not an anti-gun guy. I'm not a hyper gun guy. I'm just hey, have a gun and that's cool, you know. But the stuff where they got these school shootings, this is the part that bothers me. So I only heard part of it. They said that it was a student. And I didn't find out any of the specifics about the weapon yet or anything. We could look that up. But this was in Georgia. And you can't imagine how devastating it's got to be, right? Here, let's look this up. Georgia school shooting details. Let's see if we can find out. At least 4 dead, 9 hospitalized, suspect in custody. It's a 14-year-old. Here we go. Let's pull it up. A 14-year-old student at Appalachia High School, about 10:23 in the morning is when it got reported. Okay, new detail emerged, and it is a student. Hold on. Yeah, I just want to see what kind of weapon they used, too. Just reading this, just devastating. So the student, 14-year-old Colt Gray, 4 casualties, 9 hospitalized, mass shooting, Appalachia High School Wednesday morning. That's here in Thursday here. Gray's in custody. He'll be charged with murder and tried as an adult. 2 students and 2 teachers were killed in the shooting. Lila Sierrath, a junior. She was sitting next to Gray before the shooting. Left the classroom. Oh, no, she's not the one. She's the one who's telling the story. She said that she was sitting next to him before. She said he left the classroom at the beginning of their algebra class, later returned, but couldn't re-enter the locked classroom. Instead, he went to the next classroom, and began shooting. She later saw one of her friends from that classroom with blood on him. Oh, it's just awful. I don't see if they're referencing what kind of weapon it is. Then they're talking about responses from the president and all that. School's going to remain closed. Yeah, go figure. What would you do if you're a parent and something like that happened? Well, I'll tell you, that's just exactly what the ConFITMA exercise on Tuesday was. They were doing an exercise of reaction to school shootings in particular. Okay. Yeah, I'm just reading. Sorry about that. Just reading some of those things on there. 4 people killed. Did they say what kind of weapon he has? No. If it's a handgun or anything. I'll tell you what. My weapons are under lock and key, and it's my kids will never get that kind of access until they're adults. I mean, but I just can't imagine like something like that happening and being on either end of it. Whether you're the parent of someone who was shot, or the parent of the one who's the shooter, the parent of just another student. And then they talk about, this is the part that gets me fired up too about in the States. You got there are people who are gun nuts. I'll tell you, that doesn't label me as like one of these anti-gun guys, because I'm not. I'm all for it. But you do have the gun nut folks who are like, well, that's not the problem. We need to secure them schools. I'm like, no, dude. You're not sending your kids to a friggin' fortress, right? That's the schools. Are they supposed to be safe? Yes. Are they supposed to be like they're walking into a maximum security facility? Absolutely not. It shouldn't look like a bunkered fortress to protect themselves from students and all that stuff. It's not. It shouldn't be that way. And you can't go into that mentality. We got harden those soft targets. I'm like, no, that's not what you do. you just be more responsible. And we got to really take a look at the culture that we got, because our culture's kind of messed up. If we're the only place that this stuff is happening, granted, I know there's something that happened like last year somewhere else, but that's not the norm. The norm is that we're the only country that has this kind of stuff happen, and there's reasons for it. All right, so Peeling says, please lock your guns. Please lock your guns, prevent access for your children. This is getting out of hand already. You're right. Luisa was saying that's one of the reasons why they left the States. Tobot says, one of the reasons why I don't want to relocate back to Guam, the meth and drugs are so bad, and society there is also sketchy. Can't have my kids mixed up with those. I recovered, and I'm not making them follow that direction. I hear you, partner. Absolutely hear you. And this stuff that's over there in the States, again, you can't, when you're going to hear this call to make the schools more secure. We need more fences. We need more walls. No, that's not what school is. School shouldn't be where you, in our lives, shouldn't be where you have to go from one safe location to the other behind doors and walls and all that other stuff. You just need to change your culture and to figure out what the heck is wrong with it. And you can't, the most ardent weapons supporter has to appreciate that. That's why, like, there is a line that goes too far with the weapons, right? Like, yeah, I get that you have the right to bear arms. I'm cool with that. I am absolutely cool with that. Now, but again, you shouldn't be walking down the street with a AR-15, strapped to your body. Why? It's my right. Because you look like a jackass, dude. And you don't need to be walking around with an assault rifle on you. And because that's not regular everyday life. The guys in the military could do that too. Why don't they? Because they don't want to look like jackasses. You don't be that guy. It's my right. Dude, calm down with that stuff. Relax a little bit, right? And there's also folks in our community that I don't even think need firearms. Why do our Customs and Border Patrol guys at the airport, when they leave, do they need to be wearing firearms? No, not at all. To me, those are the guys joining the Civil Air Patrol, thinking that they can pull people over, walking into KFC with a sidearm. Why? You guys do nothing. You're at the airport. I understand that you're doing a great job. You have a role to play, but not at KFC. You don't. Why you don't need to do that? Just doesn't make any sense at all. You're not in law enforcement for our local stuff. It's not like you can actually go and do something here unless you're charged with that in particular. There's no need for that stuff. All right, there's none. There's other folks like our regular customs guys. I don't think they need to be rocking sidearms for sure. How about there's others even DOC. I don't think they need to be rocking sidearms. I think that can just be something that's locked up in the event that something bad goes down at the prison. But at that, not walking around town, you don't absolutely need to have that. Well, unless you're going out to catch somebody who got away. Or if you're on a work detail and you got guys, yeah, then I could see it. I'm all for it, but in a reasonable level. And we got to, as a country, we've got some things to really work on with regards to firearms. And there has to be some control on it. There should be a background check for people before you can get a firearm. If you're a freaking nutbag, you should not be able to get a firearm. I mean, that's it. And I have no problem either with being able to, if you have to have a license to drive a car, you should have to get a license to have a firearm. If you have to demonstrate a proficiency in driving in order to get that license, you should have to demonstrate a proficiency in order to get that firearm. I don't think that's outrageous. Not at all. There's only one purpose, there's only one use for a handgun, like a regular pistol. I'm not talking about the ones that take down elephants or something. Or it's a massive caliber. I'm talking about a regular handgun. You know what the purpose of a handgun is? It's to shoot people, right? Whether it be in defense or whatever. it's a person hunting weapon, or it's a person. You use it to shoot people. That's what a handgun is. If you're gonna get one, that's why they have it, so it's easy, portable, and that's what you use it for. So you should have to be able to be trained and to know how to use that thing, and trained in weapon safety, and demonstrate that proficiency before you get a license to be able to carry one. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's outrageous either. It infringes on my rights. No, it doesn't. You can't have it. You don't know how to use it. And if you can't demonstrate your respect for the weapon, it absolutely should pass that stuff before you can do it. And again, you have to renew that license all the time. I think that's 100% rational. I think there's people who would take that to court. We try to pass something like that. I think those people are wrong. But that's all right. That's just my take. It's not the Commonwealth of the Marianas, right? It is it's not the United States of Brad either. That's why we have a big community that makes these kind of things. And nobody has to agree with it 100%. But for these kind of things, like, we clearly have a problem. Like, there's something that's just out of control out there. I don't side with the folks who are totally way left softies. Nobody needs a gun. No, I'm not that guy. But yeah, you absolutely should. At least we don't have that problem here. And I see that you're right, Lisa. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we are gonna, little by little, we're gonna be creeping more toward the mainland. Just look at how the history of the CNMI and the culture of the CNMI, and speak to some of the elders here who talked about what the culture was like here prior to the covenant and all that, and then how it's changed in the past 30, 40 years. And it's something, but we're not a dead-on copy for that stuff. We have our own culture here too. We're not definitely a carbon copy of anybody else in any other location. It's not a bad thing. We're going to have to change eventually. I'm not a big fan of some of it. Oh, geez. Hold on. Yeah, I hear that. I just saw your message. Wow. That's brutal. Well, I'll tell you, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Tongue and rocks and Zoris. Nice. That's about what I needed right there. All right. Well, we're gonna take a real quick break and throw another spot on for one of our sponsors, and then we'll come back and give you guys the update, because there's only about 2 minutes left here till before we hit 9 o'clock. Not like we're up against something, but I need to go and work out, man. I'll tell you, after coming here after the game last night got canceled, I need to go to the gym and just wake up a little bit more and get some workout and feel the pain of those 3 Coors Lights that I had last night after the ball game. By the way, dang it, you guys can, well, not all you guys. I can't have the whole CNMI come in. But, if you guys are there after the game, you guys want to stop by the studio when we're doing it. Let's just consider that open invitation for some of you guys. All right. Take a real quick break. Before we get out of here, we are going to give you one more little quick commercial, and then we're going to give you the update, the 9 o'clock update from the Associated Press, because we want to make sure that you are updated with everything that's going on here and all around the world. And in the meantime, you guys can send us some stuff. It says, take us with you when you go to Lottie Build. Hey, and you can go too. You should absolutely go and work out and enjoy it for yourself. Even if you don't go work out over there, you got to go take a look at it and tell them that we sent you, because they want to know that you're hearing about it from us. So go check it out.
Persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a Lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. In Georgia, a 14-year-old student fatally shot 4 people in a rampage at Appalachia High School, 50 miles northeast of Atlanta. Barrow County Sheriff Judge Smith.
It's an evil thing.
The dead identified as 2 students and 2 teachers, at least 9 others taken to hospitals with injuries. Saka Magani has reaction from the White House.
Enough is enough.
Spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre says it should have been an exciting return to school.
But instead, we're seeing yet another horrific shooting.
In a statement, the president calls it senseless, re-upping calls for Congress to move.
We need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
On the campaign trail in New Hampshire,
it doesn't have to be this way.
Vice President Harris says it's outrageous that parents have to send kids to school and then worry about them coming home alive. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is digging in on his position that Israel must keep open-ended control of Gaza's border with Egypt in any ceasefire deal. At a news conference, he says he already made one deal that brought back 150 hostages and is committed to return the remaining 101.
I'll do everything I can to get them in. But leaving Philadelphia does not advance the release of the hostages.
The Biden administration is accusing Russia of spreading disinformation ahead of the November election. Attorney General Merrick Garland.
These websites were designed to appear to American readers as if they were major U.S. news sites like the Washington Post or Fox News. But in fact, they were fake sites. They were filled with Russian government propaganda that had been created by the Kremlin to reduce international support for Ukraine, bolster pro-Russian policies and interests, and influence voters in the United States and in other countries.
American employers posted fewer jobs in July, 7.7 million. This is AP News. A new study finds the world creates 57 million tons of plastic pollution every year.
Researchers at the UK's University of Leeds say there's enough pollution each year to fill New York Central Park with plastic waste as high as the Empire State Building. One of the researchers, Kostas Velis, says more than 2/3 of that pollution comes from the global south, mostly because they don't have solid waste collection services.
So these people have no option but to dump or burn their waste.
The study examined plastic that goes into the open environment, not plastic that goes into landfills or is properly burned. Velis says there's already a microplastic crisis.
These possibly cannot be compared with the time bomb of the microplastics being generated from the bigger items breaking down.
India leads the world in generating plastic pollution. The U.S. ranks 90th. I'm Ed Donahue.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
All right, Marianas, thanks for tuning in again today. We are just about done. You got the update from the Associated Press, and we're going to send you on your way. Hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. If anything happens weather-wise that lets us do baseball tonight, we'll be there, and hopefully we'll see you there for that. Have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Take care, everybody.
Hawaiian greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian for all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun on Good Morning Mariana.